What's up, YouTube? Legend Master here with a Wi-Fi battle against Casadorperfect. He got his version of this posted forever ago. I just didn't get around to it because, unfortunately, I just kept on putting it off and not getting it actually put from the DS onto the actual PC. Anyway, this was an NU tier match that he requested via YouTube channel, and so I grabbed a team that I had been using a while ago, and it had been successful, and I figured it would still run pretty well here. So let's just see what happens. And I just have to say, you remember those times that no matter how long ago it's been, you remember it really well because of everything just burned in your memory? That's kind of what happened here. First things first, I clicked the wrong Pokemon. I was going to click something completely different, and I laid with the worst choice of all, Drifblim. I wanted to leave the Flare Boost as a surprise, but unfortunately that doesn't happen, and I figure, well, at this point the Stealth Rocks are up, and with the Flare Boost already going to be an opportunity, I don't really want to lose the chance of at least getting some damage off. And Man Alive is Torterra bulky, so fired off the Shadow Ball, it does pitiful damage, and in comes Swallow. Perfect prediction on his part, and I'm in a predicament because if I stay in, I'm going to eat a Brave Bird, and that's going to hurt. Drifblim is not going to take that, and the biggest reason I actually decided to put Drifblim on the team was because of the Zangoose. Anyway, in comes Stalwart, and knowing I could easily take anything this Swallow has, easily, and because this is actually a physically defensive Stalwart, Stalwart 2 just went for the defensive side instead of the specialty defensive side of its counterpart. Anyway, take it really well, and I was like, well, that's good. I actually built this one because I had watched several battles and noticed NU seems to be more physically oriented, and so I was like, well, I might as well make a physically defensive Bastiodon as well. And in comes Torterra again, and I really don't want anything to eat an Earthquake. Now, I've been doing fairly well. I mean, I did make a misprediction with the second Shadow Ball. I should have just gone for a Hidden Power Fighting. It would have done a fair amount to Torterra. Not as much as a Shadow Ball, but at least I would have still gotten damage either way. But now I really don't want to eat an Earthquake, and I don't want to risk Drifblim. I really don't want to risk it. So I'm going to go into Chimecho, figuring I can take anything that Torterra throws at me and retaliate with Signal Beam. That makes sense, because this is a fairly bulky Chimecho. It can take hits pretty well. Unfortunately, my biggest problem this entire match was I completely underestimate this Torterra. I have no idea what kind of spread he was running, but it must have been very bulky, and I'm guessing he had a little bit of physical attack investment as well, just by the sheer amount of damage he puts out. Then again, Torterra does have natural great physical attack, something I completely forgot about. And this is actually a Trick Room Chimecho, so I figured, great, a Signal Beam being super effective. Sure, its damage isn't the best, but I do have special attack investment. Not a lot, but some. Should be able to do enough damage and take it out, right? Wrong. Torterra takes it, it shrugs it off, and now that puts me in a nasty situation, because that's just plain ugly. Torterra is still standing, and he's going to take me out. Now, what would have been smarter for me to do is put up the Trick Room, then fire off the Signal Beam. But I figured surely the Signal Beam would be enough damage. Surely. But that was key misplay number 1. And the next key misplay is actually going to cost me the game. And I'm going to tell you there right now, just because losing this next Pokemon is so key. It was just such an important Pokemon to the team. It was a special sweeper, and it was the only way I could have gotten past the Weezing. this guy here. But I bring him in figuring Torterra's really slow, and I'm running a great speed investment in Boom, and I got a fire gem. I could just smash him with that and beat... Oh. Uh-oh. Well, I guess my speed investment didn't help after all. This puts me in a bad situation. Uh-oh. Rock Polish, Modest Nature, Max Speed Investment. I'm in trouble. Now I'm forced to go into Drifblim, and at this point I realize there's not a lot of way I can win this unless I get some really good predictions going on. Hit right and do just enough damage right in the right places, but no! Shadow Ball doesn't take Torterra out. I've got it flare boosted. Oh man, alive. Flare boosted and everything, and he's still alive after all of that. I'm pretty sure I'm running yeah, it was a timid-natured one, but still. Max special attack investment too, so huge amount of attack power in there with the flare boost. And still doesn't take him out. Wow-wee. That really took me by surprise. So I'm forced to go for the hidden power because if I over-predict, or if I don't go for it, he could go into Swellow and get a safe Brave Bird off, and I can't risk that. I really can't. So finally Torterra goes down after wrecking half of my team easily, and now I'm in a really bad situation. Now in comes this guy, Basculin. If I switch out, the rocks and the burn will kill me next time I come back in. So I can't risk bringing something in, especially considering Bastiodon will not appreciate taking a waterfall. So I have to let it die, especially because nothing on my team can take a waterfall anymore. Nothing can. But I do have Luxray, which is Scarfed, so I can fire off a Wild Charge and completely annihilates Basculin. So I'm still doing some damage, but this game is already decided. When I lost Boom, my Camerupt, the game was decided, really, right then and there, because there is no way for me to get past this thing. Nope, not a chance. Guts Boosted Facade is my best chance at actually breaking through the wall now, but I was fearing he was just going to go ahead and fire off Sludge Bombs, figuring that it was my set. That and the fact I was locked into Wild Charge. I really didn't want to take any recoil damage because I figured taking recoil damage at this point really isn't going to help me any. And first turn, on the switch, he pulls the Will-O-Wisp, which doesn't really matter at this point on Bastiodon. It would have really helped Luxray, though, to get that, because then I would have had the Guts boost. But on top of taking a Wild Charge recoil, it would have meant that Luxray wouldn't have lasted very long. And then this is just basically me letting Bastiodon die, because I know at this point there's nothing Bastiodon can do to stank. There literally isn't anything it can do. I mean, I can fire off Taunt. I'm trying to make him think that maybe I'm just worried about getting the burn on Luxray. Maybe it's a Rivalry that I'm running or something. I'm trying to make him think that I'm running Rivalry, and so he'll try to burn me. That's my hope, because then I can get a Guts Boosted Facade off, and that should do good damage. That's really my only chance, and so I'm staying in here because nothing on my team can take a Flamethrower or anything like that with the recoil move or anything like that. I mean, I could go into Primeape and fire off a couple Ice Punches, but Primeape won't take the fire moves or the Will-O-Wisps very well either, so I'm out of options at this point. I really am. Losing Boom pretty much meant the game. Anyway, I just sped this part up because this is just me trying to get killed off, because literally there's nothing I can do at this point. Just waiting for Bastiodon to die so I can bring something else in, and hopefully have him burn it or with a Will-O-Wisp and fire off some Facades with Guts Boost, because then I can actually get some good damage off. So I'm kind of hoping that's what's going to happen here. So that is really my hope right now. It's just, come on, please burn me, please, please, please. Does he fire off the Will-O-Wisp? I'll have to find out after the Facade, because I am Scarfed, so here it goes. Facade hits. hoping for the best, and it's a sludge bomb. And that will pretty much wrap up the game. At that point, there's really not much I can do except watch and wait for the end, because now he can pretty much just completely devastate what's left of my team. I'm locked in Facade, so I'm just going to fire that off, because if I switch, rocks will pretty much kill me anyway. So yeah, that is the end of my only chance of really having any chance of doing any damage to this thing. And so in comes Primeape, and now my only hope is to get a freeze hack with the Ice Punch. I can't lock myself into Earthquake. I'm banded. So I can't use Earthquake. I can't use Close Combat because that's just suicide. And then U-turn won't do anything either. So I have to lock myself into Ice Punch. It's my only option here. So I fire off the Ice Punch. It does disappointing damage. And banded Ice Punch. Ouch. If it was stab, maybe it would have done a little better, but anyway, gonna fire off a second one, hoping for freeze or crit, something. I mean, it wouldn't really matter. He's still got a pretty fresh team behind it. Hits, and no, still nothing. And seeing that damage, I might be able to take another Sludge Bomb and fire off another one, but no poison on top of that. And so I'm not even able to take Stank down to the red, which is really unfortunate. Was kind of hoping to at least take down Stank. Unfortunately, made a lot of huge mispredictions and just did some really stupid plays. I definitely didn't play my best, and definitely Casador deserved a better game than that. I do apologize, and hopefully we can have a rematch sometime. And hopefully on that rematch I'll be playing at a higher level where it's actually not me looking like a complete idiot. Anyway, thank you for a good game, Casador, and I'm sorry it took so long to put this up. I hope everyone also enjoyed watching this. Have a good day, and if you'd like to challenge me, go right ahead. I shouldn't have any more of these oops, I was being an idiot battles. At least I hope not. That'd be kind of embarrassing having to post another one of these. But yeah, basically, I just ate a very big case of humble pie, and I think I really needed it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Take care.